Hi, I'm Jordan from River City Events. Today we're going to introduce you to our lineup of barbecues, how to use them, what you'll need to know to get the best performance out of them. We have a 3-foot grill for fairly small events. We have our 4-foot grill for a more in-depth thing, and our largest is a 6-foot grill for your big party events. We'll introduce you to how to operate these. We'll just pick the 4-foot grill as a demonstration. All of the functions are the same on these units. When you receive your grill from us, it will come wrapped and ready to go. On top, you'll find the accessories you need for lighting and cleaning your grill, and it will come with a ready-to-rent tag on it that tells you that it's been tested on our facilities, and we know it works and is going to perform for you on the day. Our barbecues run on a 20-pound propane tank. When you rent a tank from us, it will have a ready-to-rent tag to assure you that it's full. And the fitting on a 20-pound tank is the only style that works with our grills. Other size tanks won't work. The plastic wrap that has held your barbecue together for transport comes off easily before use. There are some subtle differences in our barbecues in 2 different styles of valves. So you may have a twist valve. The knobs in the horizontal position means that they're closed, and the knobs turned in the vertical position means open. In between is how you adjust the temperature. On this style of grill, the valves run by twisting from the closed position to the open position, and anywhere in between can allow you to turn the burners down slightly. Make sure that the cooking grills are all nicely positioned on the top, all of the valves are in the closed positions, and that all of the drip trays are in place. Remember, if you choose to transport your barbecue yourself, it needs to be transported in its upright position. We can't tip it on its side ever. And in the back of a truck, it's important to secure the pieces so that nothing bounces loose and either gets broken or lost during transport. We'll unwrap the hose from the barbecue and connect it to the propane tank by pressing the fitting into place and tightening the plastic knob until it's snug. You should always make sure that you've got a fire extinguisher on hand in case anything goes wrong. Those are available to rent as well. This is not your home barbecue. This is a high output device, and it may work a little bit differently than what you're used to. This is the part where we can have the most problems. Make sure one more time that all of the valves are completely closed. If anything is open, it may trigger the device that protects us from a broken hose. With the hose properly connected and the valves closed, we're going to very slowly turn on the propane tank. The initial opening is the part that needs to be slowest, so we can let the hose charge. And when we open a propane tank, we should always open the valve until it just stops turning. Now that your tank's turned on, we'll take our lighter, poke it down towards the burner tube that you can just see through the rocks, and then I'm going to reach underneath and open the valve to the completely on position. Your burner may not light immediately. The propane hose was full of air, and it takes a little while to replace all of that air with propane. With each section, we can go through the same process of lighting one burner at a time. And the first burner in each section is enough to light the second burner in that section. Now that your grill's had a few minutes to warm up, you're ready to cook. You can turn valves down as you'd like, depending on the temperature you're aiming for. Who brought the burgers? I'm hungry. Once you're all done cooking, we're ready to turn everything off and start cleaning. So we'll close all the valves and make sure we turn off the propane tank until it is firmly seated in the off position. While your grill is still warm, it's a good idea to give the grates a quick cleaning with the wire brush. It's much easier to clean them while it's warm than after you've allowed it to cool. After it's cooled down a little bit, pull the drip trays out, dispose of anything that's accumulated on the top, and be sure to put these back in so you can return it with the grill. We'll unhook the propane tank by unscrewing the plastic knob from the tank that we turned off earlier. And we'll hang the hose on the cool grill, ready for our team to come get it. If you've followed all of these steps meticulously, your barbecue should have run flawlessly for you. But there are a few things that we come across that can cause problems. We wanted to introduce a few of the troubleshooting steps right now. Make sure that your fitting is coupled tightly onto the propane tank so that the propane will flow. It's not just snug, it has to be threaded on until it stops completely. If the fitting's not all the way on the tank, propane won't come out of the tank. If we turn the propane tank on too quickly, it can activate the check valve that protects us from a broken hose. You may hear it click as the check valve engages. If that happens, close the tank completely. Wait about 30 seconds and then open the tank again as slowly as you possibly can. If any of the valves are in the partly open position, the same thing will happen. The tank will think that there's a broken hose and activate the safety feature to protect us from a broken hose. You'll get some flame when you light your barbecue, but probably not very much. To solve that, close your tank completely. Make sure that all of the valves are in the completely closed position. And go back to turn the tank on as slowly as you possibly can. I hope this little explanation is useful to you and help make sure that your barbecue is a success. From us at the River City Events team, happy grilling.